How can we travel, Mother? Ellen had asked. We must walk. There's not else to be done. And so they had walked 10 miles back to New York. Grandfather had welcomed them joyfully and had given them the big kitchen to live in while he slept on a couch in his shop. The rest of his house was already occupied by British officers. Now remember, Ellen, Mother had said, we must be very careful here. Most of the people who have stayed in New York are friends of the British and want them to win the war. Not Grandfather, of course, nor any of his friends. Those of us who are patriots here in town must lie low. Just like the rabbits in a rabbit hole, Ellen suggested. Mother shrugged her shoulders and sighed. Well, rabbits know how to act when the enemy is all around them. And I suppose even rabbits need water, Ellen grumbled aloud to herself. No longer able to put off the trip to the pump, she pulled on her stout leather shoes and picked up her red cloak. It was a good warm cloak that her mother had made, and it hung almost to the hem of her long wool dress. To stay safe indoors all winter would make her very happy, but of course, since the wooden bucket was quite empty, there was nothing to do but pull her cloak around her, cover her head with the hood, and start. Now I will read each question to you. Part A. Which statement best describes how Ellen and Mother feel about the British? Option A. Both Ellen and Mother are loyal to the British and support them. B. Both Ellen and Mother are frightened of the British and hope they lose. C. Ellen is angry at the British for forcing them to leave home, but Mother hopes the British can protect the family in their new home. D. Ellen is excited to learn about her father's and brother's adventures with the British, but Mother is sad that they are helping the British. 2. Part B. Which pair of lines from the text best supports the answer to Part A? A. Quote, and help him make some of the wigs, too, Mother added. And now you and I dress the wigs for the redcoat officers, said Ellen. Paragraphs 5 through 6. B. Where do you think Ezra is today, Mother? And only the good Lord knows, she said at last. Paragraphs 10 through 11. C. How can we travel, Mother? Ellen had asked. And we must walk. There's naught else to be done. Paragraphs 5 through 16. Option D. Just like rabbits in a rabbit hole, Ellen suggested. And, well, rabbits know how to act when the enemy is all around them. Paragraphs 19 through 20. 3. Part A. Which statement best expresses the theme of a passage? Theme equals message or lesson. A. Small battles lead to big wars. B. War brings uncertainty and danger. C. Patriots must learn to face their fears. Or D. One's family is less important than one's country. 4. Part B. Which detail from the passage best supports the answer to Part A? Option A. It makes me happy too, Mother said wistfully. I used to sew and knit with my mother here by the fire. Paragraph 4. B. There is nothing to do but go back to my father, Ellie, even if the town is in the hands of the enemy now. Paragraph 14. Option C. Grandfather had welcomed them joyfully and had given them the big kitchen to live in while he slept on the couch in his shop. Paragraph 17. D. Most of the people who have stayed in New York are friends of the British and want them to win the war. Paragraph 18. Suppose that Ellen's mother has written a journal entry in which she describes her conversation with Ellen. How might Ellen's mother's point of view about the war differ from Ellen's point of view in Tolliver's Secret? Use 2 details from the excerpt you read to support your opinion.